Okay, so dear Dhamma practitioners, this is our ongoing meditation session, and be comfortable yourself. Okay, so dear Dhamma practitioners, be comfortable yourself and relax your body and keep your back straight, neck head straight in one line and your right palm on your left. So gently close your eyes and bring your attention to this bell sound. And while you're focusing to the sound, mentally relax your body, relax your mind and relax your breathing with your thoughts. So do nothing extra. Just follow the sound, please. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Homage to the Blessed One, the Exalted One, the fully enlightened One. So, dear Dhamma practitioners, in this ongoing meditation sessions, we try to give you some basic informations for yourself to develop a very clear spiritual foundation with practice meditation. So, as you know, now this word or the subject called meditation is very popular. And there are many methods people practice for many reasons. But here, we mainly practice with the purpose to develop our wisdom. So the wisdom doesn't mean this general knowledge. So the wisdom means here to recognize our own inner behavior, recognize our condition of the mind, why it is necessary. Because we always think these outside things bring the happiness or the satisfaction or the success or the meaning of life. And we always go behind it. But we don't see that whatever we go through, it all depends according to the condition of our mind. So if the mind is disturbed or the unbalanced, or if the mind has unclarity or inconfident, then what will happen? As a result of that, whatever you recognize also not going to become very clear. So then there is something, of course, happening in front of you, and with your perception, you try to recognize it, but inside your mind, you recognize something completely different. And then when you're going to react with your bodily, verbally, mentally actions, you are not reacting to these outside things. You are reacting to your inner understanding. So then just imagine, you misunderstand and then you react to it, and then that reaction's going to take you to wrong actions. And then again that wrong action disturb you because it's a wrong action. It affect for you, and that also you misunderstand. And then again and again, again and again, bounce back. So it's go like a circle. But still you can prevent from this circle. You can kind of like not remember, it is not to resist, not to change. So the very first level you have to understand, you have to see that what is happening inside you. Because seeing yourself, when you recognize that you experience inside your mind is not what is happening in the outside, that understanding change your awareness. So that shift take you to different level of understanding, and then you become more careful regarding your own reactions, not about this outside. Because outside world, you have no power over it. Don't try to struggle with it. Of course, for a certain level, we are capable to manage. Of course, there is some kind of satisfaction. Of course, there is some kind of comfort. That's why we keep going behind it. But you have to remember fundamentally, this all depend according to the very condition of your mind. So that's why introspection is very necessary. When you have the ability to go deeper into you and recognize more and more very clearly from where this comes. All these inner thoughts, the behavior, feelings, when you see from where this comes, that recognition, that seeing itself will bring you some kind of understanding. That's a different kind of wisdom, because no one can take you there. So you have to have the intention to look into you. Another thing is, when it comes to this all, this inside, outside. So what the Buddha taught about this, the very existence and the very nature of the life. The lujjati palujjati loko, the very separation, the very change is the very nature of this all. And at the same time, Buddha is the one who mentioned this everything that what we experience belong to the world with our eye, ear, nose, tongue, body, mind, these faculties, that whatever the perception we perceive, it doesn't matter object point of view or the subject point of view, whatever you experience, that itself all change. And there is a unsatisfactory nature in our mind. That's the very nature of the mind. So then in the very conventional level, if you look for satisfaction, it itself takes you to misunderstand the world. So then if you recognize that, and you are not chasing, you are not go behind something, and you take things as it is, it doesn't matter that in the very moment you suffer or not, you take it as the very nature of the moment and you accept it and you go with it, rather than try to gain something out of that situation. So that is a different behavior. That is a different mechanism that you apply to the world. So remember, the Buddha is the one who mentioned that the world is suffering, and not only that, just telling suffering, he didn't stop there. He mentioned, if you want to not to suffer, then what you need to do. He had the guts to tell that. Remember, because most of time, even in the very conventional level of life, as parents, children, and husband, wife, brothers, sisters, families, friends, student, teachers, sometimes we have no guts to tell the truth. Sometimes we cover up with the very nice words, and we like to do the head massage. We don't want to tell the reality sometimes. We have no strength sometimes. And then at the same time, we have to remember that the Buddha mentioned that the Buddha told the truth. And sometimes why today people can't accept it? Why people in the world most of time go against this Buddha, this nature of the world, this suffering world? The one thing is, sometimes when we tell the truth, we have to have a skill to tell the truth. So maybe just telling truth, oh, world is suffering, it's not going to work. That is not the way maybe to tell it. So then that's where we have to understand sometimes. When you try to tell something to children or the other person, maybe to your husband or the wife or the children, you may try to tell the lies because you have no wisdom how to tell the truth. And then you hold it to that lying, that whatever we tell, and it takes us to go towards something else. So that's why having this confidence is come with the when you become aware. So when we master this skill, forget about telling the truth, even the experiencing the truth. Most of time for us in conventional, we said, I don't want to hear. I don't want to hear. We don't want to pay for the truth sometimes. Even though it is the reality, when there are situations come, ourselves, we always resist that. We don't want. Why? Because we hold it to some kind of comfort, some kind of peace, balance inside us with our own thoughts. But when it comes to the reality, life may be not like that. So then mastering this understanding is a skill. So there are some steps that you have to work with it. So go towards the confidence sometimes. There are few people like that. There are few kind of minds. So one is unconscious inconfident. There are some people, they have no consciousness, they forget about awareness, and at the same time, They don't have any confidence to go towards the truth. They don't want about the truth. So whatever that unconscious environment, they always hold it to it. They don't question anything. So unconscious, inconfident. Truth, forget about truth. They have no idea about it, and even they don't want to know about it. So that sometimes, even in the same person, in different situations, they can experience this kind of things. And some people, so first person, unconscious inconfidence. And there is another person, that person very conscious, but at the same time inconfident. That they know the things, they're aware about the things, but still they know what is truth, but still they can't face for that. They have the inconfident. They don't want to look into it. They when they try to hear it, they go away from it, resist. They don't allow. They know it is truth. They are very conscious about it. And when they know the truth going to come towards them, they resist it. They don't want it. They stop it there. Otherwise, if they don't know it is the truth, they're not going to react like that. They know it is the truth. So the first person, unconscious, inconfident, zero level, no consciousness, forget about what is the truth. Another person, conscious, inconfident. And then there is another person, conscious and at the same time confident. So that person, always aware. And then when there is opportunity come to go towards the truth, always select that path. If there is an opportunity, when they have a choice, they always go into the more better, higher, profitable choice. They are conscious about it. When they have the ability to pay for the truth, it doesn't matter whatever the outcome or the result, they accept it knowingly. This is the truth. They don't resist that. And there is another person, unconscious but confident. So it's kind of like there's no development inside to be conscious. They don't look with the subject point of view to clarify. They don't see the dust or the coloring inside. But somehow, when it comes to the reality, they accept it. They don't question it. They don't know much about, but when they hear, oh, this is the truth, they like to accept it. So like that, there are few ways that our mind behave. So then when you practice, always remember, when you go towards the truth, that's mean when you have the introspection, when you have the ability to see the very condition of the mind. So that is always we go towards the truth. So then you have to be available to that as much as possible. You don't need to imagine and jump towards it. You don't need to motivate yourself and create unnecessary pressure inside you to go towards it. So whatever available, whatever around you, whatever happening in you, just have the ability to accept it and recognize it. And in that way, you are slowly shifting your inner consciousness. You are start to tune your consciousness to certain level. And when you have the conscious and confidence in that both level, if you master that level, what happened by the time, there's no kind of like that effort to be conscious. So that is why you have the direct perception, sati sampajanya, or the clear comprehension. So when you see something, hear something, smell something, taste something, feel something, when something comes to your mind, there is no effort to understand it. There is no effort to clarify it. There is no effort to investigate it. Your very experience itself connect you to the reality. So without analyzing, without thinking itself, that all your eye, ear, nose, tongue, body, mind, these all faculties itself work 100%, and in the middle of the perception and the mind, there is no third party, that means the memory, interfere with your moment of experience. Because that interference not allowed by the consciousness. You are conscious means you are aware, means you don't bring your past experience baggage to use for the present moment of experience. Your mind itself capable to handle it. But most of the time when the mind doesn't have the enough strength to accept the reality, that is where sometimes we get the help out of our own past experience. So that is why when you have the ability to be aware, when you have the ability to develop your mindfulness, what happened then when we go to the Vipassana level, so you use your maximum higher strength of your own awareness or the understanding or the clarity to investigate, examine, and having the very logical, critical, radical, analytical understanding regarding the moment of experience with the strength of the mind without the memory. And that is where you see this your moment of experience, how it come to be as it is according to the very necessary conditions in the present moment. So then rather than the outside, this object-wise experience, then you are very, very tuned to this subject-wise experience, and you recognize the very word itself mean, the experience itself mean that what is happening in you. So it's the word is kind of like a mirror. This everything allow you to reflect your own consciousness. So this everything help us to keep that consciousness balance. And then rather than we look outside world, if you are capable to go into your inner, then you recognize that whatever belongs to the past or the future, that everything, it's our own creation. But in the very moment of the experience that you have, it's complete. It's there is nothing that you need for that. In this very moment, you are complete 100%. But you don't see that, you don't be with it. And when you think about your past or your future, that thinking process disconnect you from the moment and it creates incompletion. And that incompletion take you to inconfident. That inconfident bounce back, then it make you unconscious. So it's go like a circle. You unconscious, inconfident, and then again, you go with that. So that's why practicing meditation means. So remember in the beginning, the very important thing, settling down. Just be with the moment. Be aware. So get into your primary mental object. We go with the breathing. There are many other ways. Remember that. And sometimes person to person, many other ways that you can use. But when it comes to the basic principle, the very mechanism of the mastering the technique, you should know. It's not just by thinking you can't do it. That's why you have to follow some kind of teachings. So then always remember, when it comes to primary mental object, from there, start this basic. So we start with the consciousness. Start with being conscious, little by little, and then go into the confident that you are with your recognition. And keep it balanced, And again, when you are conscious and recognize inhalation, again and again, rather than having a habitual pattern, rather than get used to, just again and again be conscious, refine your consciousness and see, are you seeing very clearly inhalation, exhalation? And once you recognize, yes, I am experiencing it very clearly. It is not my imagination. It is not created by my mind. I experience the very natural inhalation, exhalation as it is. And then now, expand the strength of your capacity to recognize it. So with your mind, within your own, because sometimes even though you recognize it, there are many other needs or the many other ways your mind keep working. Still sometimes you are not settling down 100%. So that's why coming back power, hold it to the moment, little by little, and giving your fully attention to it, develop that strength. Because in the beginning you feel inhalation, exhalation, and then you kind of like feel you are conscious. But that condition of your consciousness you can develop. That is the technique you have to remember. You feel conscious, and it's kind of like when you see this, of course, I can see this, it has a cup, it's a white. So like that, you recognize. But if you start to focus more and more and more and keep the attention to it, be aware about this, there are some more other details you can see. You may never saw it before. So why you can't see it in the very first time, even though you see the cup? The reason you think you see it, but that is not the highest of your consciousness. So it is, but you think you are conscious. See that? That is what another way, unconscious, unconfident. So you think you are conscious about this, and more and more and more when you recognize this. And when you are really come to the truth of this, so in the beginning you see many details, but by the time what happens, when the consciousness and the truth become together, this becomes just a cup. That all other details from the beginning we saw. In the beginning, it is very necessary, because with that details we recognize this. But by the time when it comes to the clear comprehension or the direct perception, that all other details also disappear. So that's mean what? Because that very categorizing comparison of this world is the nature of mind. That is where everything happen in you. Good, bad, right, wrong, up, down, need this, I don't want this, I like this, I hate this. Of course, you like this, and then you think you are conscious about it. You argue about it. But if you look very carefully, are you really conscious about it? And maybe you crazy to get something. Okay, keep going and observe it deeply, deeply, deeply. Be conscious about it. And then maybe by the time you recognize, and that the craziness that you keep driving inside you, and slowly start to withdraw. And anymore, you're not going to hold it to it, or the wanting mind, even though it is there, that wanting mind, that dualistic mind, or the comparison, not going to be. That's a kind of like you in the world. In the beginning, you live in the world and you categorize the world, you enjoy the world, but by the time you liberate from the world. So actually, it is not the world. The world is the reflection of our mind. We liberate from our own mental behavior. So that's a process, little by little, little by little, you have to develop. It is possible. But it needs your interference. It needs your practice. It needs your will to go that way. It is your choice. So that's why when sometimes things become hard for us, when our hopes go away, when our heart break, that is where the lights go into you. So because that our unconscious unconfident sometimes We need some kind of high pressure to break it down, and sometimes need some kind of shake and some kind of shock to recognize and tune to that consciousness. Maybe we get it in many ways, but meditation is a method. Without that, deeply with the introspection, little by little, you upgrade yourself. You master it yourself. So then, always have the intention, have the wish yourself to go towards the truth. May this ultimate truth come to me. And develop the skill. Develop the skill to be with the truth, share the truth. It is a skill. And be strong yourself to face for the truth, handle the truth. If you are parents, for children, give it as a gift. Don't hit massage your children with telling lies, especially regarding life. Tell the truth about the life. If it is hard, difficult, tell the truth. Because it's going to become a gift. Because what you tell, they believe. Remember that. And then in case, by the time, if they recognize it is not that reality, that whatever the life that you used to tell, and then they know you cheat them. So that's why you can't. So that's why the Buddha itself, himself told, life is suffering, and this is what you need to do, not to suffer. Don't hold it to anything. And have the wisdom yourself, and there is no one to take care of you. You are responsible for you. Once you know that. Maybe some people don't like to hear it. Oh, there is somebody will take care of you. Oh, someday you're going to get into some place. If that place is going to be pure land with all the wishes that fulfill. Sometimes people believe that. No, life is not the bedtime story. No. So then you have to remember yourself. Go towards the truth. Is a skill when you sharp or when you work with your consciousness. So meditation is a method that you dig into the truth with the consciousness. And once you have that ability, consciousness, go towards the truth. Don't worry about life. Anywhere, any place, whatever the condition, you are capable to go with it, to go through it. And that's become a kind of like a beautiful journey until you attain to the liberation, Nibbana. You don't need to kind of like look for it. Just work with the consciousness to tune to the truth. If there is time, next moment it will come, next day, tomorrow, next year, next lifetime, somewhere. Now you get into the pattern, rhythm. You master it. You are developing the path. So by the time, you will come closer to it. So that's why when you practice, when you have the primary mental object, when you take the conscious decision, when you develop your awareness, be conscious and have the clarity, be confident with the truth that you say. Don't try to categorize it. First, develop that balance, connection. So with that, let's get into practice a little bit now. So your right palm on your left and naked straight in one line, and be comfortable with your posture. Bring attention to your body and scan head to toes yourself and say Supatveva, or may I be well and happy 3 times. Take a moment and think. We gathered here in this moment to practice this ancient meditation technique. All the Buddhas, all the enlightened masters followed this path and achieved wisdom. So we also gathered here to accumulate that knowledge. In this moment with this sitting, may my body become more comfortable. May my breath be more smooth. May no difficulties come to me. May all the success come to me. Also think for a moment. This is the last moment we're spending in this very lifetime. And detach your mind from all your past memories and as well as any kind of future thoughts. Just try to remain in the present moment, observing the sensation of your inhalation and exhalation. So in the beginning, deeply and gently, breathe in, breathe out 3 times and find the sensation, please. And allow your inhalations, exhalations happen itself. So when it happens through the sensation, recognize it, do nothing extra. Bring attention to your body, please. Observe your posture. We cultivate loving kindness and compassion in our heart and radiate it as a light through entire your compound, village, city, state, country, world, around this universe. Also as far as you can through galaxies, other planets, stars. Reminding yourself like this. With clear intention, mentally repeat after me. May all living beings in this universe be well and happy. May everyone be happy and safe, and may their hearts be filled with joy. May all living beings live in security and in peace. Beings who are frail or strong, tall or short, big or small, visible or not visible, near or far away. Already born or yet to be born. May all of them dwell in perfect tranquility. Let no one do harm to anyone. Let no one put the life of anyone in danger. Let no one out of anger or ill will wish anyone any harm. Expand the loving kindness and compassion beginning from your heart. Forward. Visualize yourself and send it as a light. To your backside. To your left side. And to your right side. Downward. And upward. To all six directions at once. Like the moon, the sun, spread the light, spread the energy without any condition, without any limitation, without any resistance or without any judgment. Let your heart to shine with the loving kindness and compassion from the bottom of it, with the maximum effort to the highest. Wishing yourself, may all living beings in this universe be well and happy. Say sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. So first of all, we offer this practice to the great qualities of the Buddha, Dhamma, and the Sangha. Also, by the power of this meritorious deed, may all of us attain to the supreme bliss of Nibbana. May all your guardian angels and deities will receive these merits and increase their longevity and protect all of you from any kind of planetary influences or any ill effects. Ittavata cha ammihi sampadam punya sampadam sabbe deva anumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya sabbe bhuta anumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya sabbe satta anumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya. Imaya dhammanu dhamma patipattiya buddhang pujemi dhammang pujemi sanghang pujemi addaya imaya patipattiya jati jara vyadhi maranam ha paribunjissami idammi punya kammang asavakkaya vahang hotu sabba dukkha pamuncatu.